Hey, it's Chris Jenkins, credentialed member of the media, covering the Carolina Panthers for Charlotte Vibe, aka Man of the People, and just want to say thanks in advance for all those birthday
Hey, it's Chris
wishes.
Jenkins, credentialed member of the media,
Hold on, we
covering
got
the Carolina
feedback.
Panthers for Charlotte Vibe,
Give me
aka
a second.
Man of the People, and just
Did not know that was going to happen, so hopefully I just fixed that. And give me a second to get back on track. Had some feedback from having a lot of screens open. But yeah, birthday was this past Wednesday. Thanks everybody for all the birthday wishes. But let's go ahead and talk about this matchup against the Atlanta Falcons, a team in NFC South that's, even though we're in a terrible division, they have a losing record. They have a chance to continue to make a playoff push. And us Carolina Panthers are just trying to simply get our second victory of the season. So we're going to go over a few things. We're going to go over some transactions, the final injury report, and then we'll just spend a few minutes talking because I missed you guys for the couple of days that I didn't report, and just want to make sure that everybody's doing good. And as always, thank you. Hit the like button. How about, can that be my birthday request? That is my birthday request. If you're watching this video, please hit the subscribe button. And if you're watching and hit the like button. Hit the like button. And if you are not a subscriber, hit the subscribe button. We are desperately trying to reach 10,000 subscribers by the end of the season. We were doing so good in the beginning, and then we've just kind of like hit a brick wall, which I get it. A team that's 1-12 is not the most exciting to watch, but we'll try to keep you pretty informed and entertained about this team. So let's go ahead and get started with some things here. Give me just a second. Get all my things going here properly. We're going to first take a look at the transactions. Oh, maybe I didn't have it downloaded properly. I'm just doing all kinds of mess ups this Friday evening, but we're gonna get it up for you here in just a second. My apologies. Shaked has been warning us about the weather all week, but let me see if I can get this right here. And if you see me looking all around, it's just I have lots of screens going here, so that's why I look like I'm a bobblehead trying to find things. Excuse me. All right, without further ado, here are the transactions that have taken place. We have tight end Hayden Hurst being placed on injured reserve. And let me be very clear about it. I'm not happy that he's hurt, but I'm kind of happy that he's on injured reserve and that he's not rushing out to play. He's not putting himself in any kind of bad predicaments. And he's going to be able to sit the rest of the season out and return next year after having hopefully cleared through all the symptoms that he's been having with the concussion. So with the concussion that he suffered in week 10, was it? Yeah, week 10, November 9th, against the Chicago Bears, he's had amnesia. And that means he's just had trouble remembering things. And that's, a side effect of a concussion. So just last week, he was able to get back on the field and do some things, having on a red jersey. This week, he didn't make it on the field at all. So at this point, with, total of 4 games to go, they went ahead and placed him on injured reserve. So hopefully Hayden Hurst should get better. We got another person. The rotating revolving door at guard. It is just unimaginable. But unfortunately, after just one play last week, not one play total, but one play last week, Justin McCray left the field. And Justin McCray has been placed on injured reserve, putting him in the position as well to not play anymore this season. The one other transaction was defensive end Chris Wormley. He was actually signed to the 53-man roster, and I'll tell you why after I take this quick drink of water. Wormley was signed to the 53-man roster because he's already been elevated 3 times. So you can be elevated up to 3 times. After then, you cannot be elevated. So, they know they plan on using him, so they had to go ahead and elevate him to the 53-man roster. So let's go ahead and take a look at this injury report. Final injury report before playing the Atlanta Falcons. Let me know, do you think that the Panthers will finally get win number 2? Or we're going to say number 1. The weather's going to be bad. But speaking of weather, let me go ahead and put this out there, because he's been on it all week letting us know. So our pregame show, we normally do outside. Obviously, we can't do it at the same location because of the bad weather. Thanks for your concern about it, Shakir. I haven't yet narrowed it down. We have a backup emergency outdoor location, which we always do. Unfortunately, it looked like we may be in that spot. I was actually trying to get us to an indoor spot because it's going to be a little cold. Haven't been able to secure that yet, but we will absolutely still have our pregame show. Me, my co-host Andre Cassidy, and Rashad of Panther Nation Podcast. That's the best threesome morning show that you'll see, a pregame show that you'll see. So hope that you all will check it out. And yes, anybody else that's going to the game, make sure you are properly prepared for the rain, poncho and all. And there's some cheap tickets out there for you all to get. All right, so let's go ahead and show this final injury report of the week. We have quite a few guys that are questionable and just one that's out, but he's on IR, so that's not really applicable anymore. Brian Burns, questionable due to his ankle. Coach still believes that Brian will be available for the game on Sunday. Defensive back Deshaun Jameson, who's been dealing with an illness, he is questionable. And I'm just going to skip over Hayden Hurst and Justin McCray, because this list of the injury report came out prior to the designation of putting these guys on injury reserve. So now that they're on injury reserve, you're not going to see them on the injury report anymore. We also have Ian Thomas. He's going to be out. Amari Barno, linebacker, questionable with an illness. He did not practice today. Sam Franklin Jr., illness. He was limited in practice. He's questionable. And just so you all know, the flu bug has been going around with this team. So most of these guys that are illness, coach said it's the flu bug that's been going around. You have Jamie Robinson with the finger. He's questionable, even though he was a full participant in practice today. Xavier Woods, dealing with the illness. He's questionable. And then Yetur Gross-Matos, limited in practice today. He is currently listed as questionable for the Carolina Panthers. So most of those guys on the defensive side, I'm going to be honest, our defensive injuries, I don't have any concern about. Our defense, and Evero has found a way to make this defense, in my opinion, phenomenal this year, because these guys talk about how well coached they are on the defensive side. To me, it's remarkable, because even with the team being 1-12, even with the fact that each week you say, well, we play good, but the offense doesn't do enough, they haven't quit. They haven't wavered. Nobody's checked it in. Nobody's just cashing their paycheck. So defense is playing solid. We just still have to find ways to get some offense. Last week, we did not score a touchdown. And I know in previous weeks, we've had a touchdown, but it's come from the defense. So the offense is still a big struggle point, and we'll hope for something better this week. Well, that's your injury report for this week, as the Carolina Panthers again get ready to take on the Atlanta Falcons at 1 o'clock here in Charlotte Bank of America Stadium. By the way, the name Bank of America Stadium is here to stay. They did not announce how long the contract with Bank of America for the naming rights will be renewed, or has been renewed, but it has been renewed. So probably like a 15, 20-year type deal that Bank of America did with David Tepper. All right, let's go ahead and get into some questions here. I got a moment to get into some questions. I'm going to check something. We should be for the first time now broadcasting live on Instagram. So we are on right now YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and should be Instagram, all at the same time. I'm just going to make sure things are going well. Did it work? Did it work? Did it work? I can't really tell. I'm going to check one more thing here. I want to see if this Instagram live worked. Give me a second. I will not be able to go back and double check and see. Actually, let me check one more thing. Uh-oh. But again, go ahead and leave your questions. I'm going to get to them in just a second. Oh man, it doesn't look like it worked. All right, nevertheless, let me go ahead and get into some of these questions. Hit the like button for the birthday boy. Subscribe if you have not already subscribed. And let's go through a few more comments here. Oh, we got a prediction. The Panthers will win in part because of the bad weather, and my guess, only 25,000 fans will show up. So yeah, talk of the week has been that the Carolina Panthers ticket prices have just been plummeting. And they were like $10 for tickets for the Carolina Panthers. So I'm going to check right now as of this live video at 4:12 on Friday, December 15th. Let's see the cheapest tickets that I can get for the game this weekend. What is this? December 17th? All right. On Ticketmaster, currently, the cheapest ticket's $14. So the prices are going up. They are going. You get your tickets now. They're no longer $10. They're now 14, and a lot of $15 tickets. And but those are the upper level tickets. A lot of the lower level tickets, your 300 level tickets, they're still costly. Basically $150 on the $150 to $400. And I think I just saw one that was $30. Wow. A few $30 tickets out there on the lower level. But nevertheless, it would be good. I would take a victory for this Carolina Panthers team however I can get it. Whether it's because of the bad weather, whether it's because there's only 20,000 people there, I'll take it however I can get it. Panthers are playing spoilers. We should win if we run the ball and don't throw on 4th and inches. So yeah, the weather is a big factor this Sunday. They are predicting lots of rain, varying forecast 1 to 3 inches. Don't know how hard it will be, but the Panthers have taken some precautionary measures to try to make sure that the field is in good condition this Sunday by placing basically a blanket over the field to help keep it warm. Last year we had a cold game. Players talked about how hard that field was and how unfriendly it was to play on. I think even like the NFL Players Association or some organization within the NFL filed a complaint about it. So it seems like the Carolina Panthers are at least in that area for the field, being proactive, trying to make sure that they keep the field at a good temperature so that the conditions can be as good as they can be this Sunday, considering all the rain that the Carolina Panthers are going to have. Thanks for the comment, Nader. What's the weather, snow or rain? It's supposed to be a lot of rain. No snow, thankfully, even though to me snow is better than rain. But to me, rain is colder than snow. But rain it is, no snow. Shanika's on Facebook. Facebook's good. Yeah, I don't think that it worked well. That it worked for me to go on Instagram. So there's another piece that I needed to hit that I didn't hit. So I might go live again one more time on Facebook just to see how that goes. Thank you, Shanika, for letting me know. Go through some more of these. We need to get a real left tackle and move Icky to left guard. We need a lot. We can't even talk about a lot. This is how bad this team is. And I'm just going to touch on it for a second. So this week, what has been the biggest news that you've heard about this Carolina Panthers team? I'm going to tell you, it's been a lot of news from Cam Newton about old stuff. And I'm just going to say this. I'm not going to go right now into talking about what Cam said and my beliefs on it or not. But you know that your team is doing extremely bad when all the headlines for the week, the biggest headlines, are about a player that used to play and talking about things that happened years ago. It not only takes headlines locally, but it makes national headlines. Nobody was talking about the Carolina Panthers and what just happened against the New Orleans Saints. Nobody was talking about the Carolina Panthers and they're about to play the Atlanta Falcons. Nobody's talking about all those things, the components of the intricacies of this team this week. Everybody was talking about old stuff. So it's like, wow, we are that bad where most of the focus this week is on stuff that happened years ago, and we're still in the season of now. I could see if it was a season past and we're in the off season. Yeah, storylines and headlines come from all over the place because people are just looking for things to talk about because they miss football. But man, in the middle of the season, we're talking about 2016. It's interesting stuff. It'd be more interesting if we were able to talk about the current team and the current state. But we know nobody likes David Tepper and this team right now. So you get stuff like this happening. I hope the Raiders don't make the same mistake the Panthers organization did when it comes to their head coach. So, yeah, there's some coaching changes, coaching vacancies in the NFL. Most recently, in case you missed it, let me get this right because I know it was a whole lot of points. It was the Los Angeles Chargers 21, Las Vegas Raiders 63. They tripled their score, 21-63. As a result, the Chargers dismissed Coach Staley and GM Telesco. They have fired their coach and their GM out there in Los Angeles. And, that could have some ripple effects all the way over here on the East Coast with the Carolina Panthers because now you have job openings. And even though I'm not a West Coast guy, I've been out there. It's nice. It's a large market. New stadium. Wow. Look, I would guess that the Los Angeles Chargers coaching position opening, that vacancy, would be the most attractive. So that'd be something that Tepper has to compete with. Our coaches that are like, LA, Carolina, LA, Carolina. So, yeah, we'll keep an eye out on that, and we'll continue to report on that once the season ends. I'm sure we're going to have lots of news to talk about once the season ends with players to be drafted and coaches to be placed on this team. So, again, make sure you subscribe and hit that like button. Oh, Nadar, you found $5 in Section 515? I didn't see that. $5 in Section 515. Let me just quickly see if I can. Yeah, well, not currently showing on my screen, but if you're showing it on your screen, hey, go for it. But I think with the rain and cold, it's going to be tough for people to want to go to that game. And here Jim says, potential gust of 33 miles per hour. So that's a lot. Let me see here. All right, continue to go through a few more comments before we get out of here. Oh, we got somebody that's going to be at the game. I'm going to be at the game, my first NFL game this week. I got tickets in the hundreds, sidelines, 50-yard line, for 130 on StubHub. Yeah, I'll be honest. My family hasn't been to a game, and I was thinking like, hey, it's a chance for the family to be together. We can all go to the game. I'll be in the press box, get you guys some nice seats, and tickets are so cheap, you can leave at halftime if you want, if it's too much or it's too hot or not too hot, if it's too cold. And then as it got closer to, telling my wife about the possibility, I said, oh, you know what? Never mind. It's going to be raining. So it's too much. We got some little ones. We got the now 2-month-old, the 2-year-old. Be too much for my wife. But if you are not in a situation where you have kids to worry about and you haven't been to a game, to me, it is worth considering. Hey, let's go to the game. It's one of the cheapest times that it'll be. I could probably get some good seats. And now also, you want to be a person that has your expectations in line, right? If you're going and you really want to see something good and great and fantastic, yeah. But if you just, hey, I haven't been to a game, I think it'll be pretty cool. I just want to see it. Pretty good opportunity this weekend to go to a game at what could be considered an affordable cost. So, yeah, not perfect. Just Dope says, no, not on Instagram. So, yeah, I see that. It's not on Instagram. So, I'm going to have to test that out again to see what I did wrong to get that corrected. But we'll definitely have it good for this Sunday. That's it. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Appreciate the birthday wishes. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe. Carolina Panthers taking on the Atlanta Falcons 1 p.m. Sunday at Bank of America Stadium. Myself, Andre Cassidy, Rashad from Panther Nation Podcast. We go live. Pre-game show is at 11 a.m. Pre-game show's at 11. Game time's at 1. And then we'll go live again, just myself and Andre, approximately 30 to 45 minutes at the conclusion of the game. Hope that everybody will join and see us there. And I will close on this prediction from A.J. Marshall. I hope the Panthers win. My score prediction, 16-13. That's a little high. It's a little high. How about 10-7? Panthers aren't scoring many points this season. But thank you, everybody, for watching. I'm Chris Jenkins for Charlotte Vibe.